And I think we'll start the day with a bit of music, maybe a bit of poetry.
People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange. People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down.
Give up defining yourself to yourself or for others. You won't die. You will come to life.
When you're strange,
And don't be concerned with how
faces come
others
out
define
of
you.
the rain.
When they define
When
you,
you're strange,
they are limiting themselves.
no one remembers
So it's their
your
problem.
name. When
Whenever you
you're
interact with
strange,
people,
when
don't
you're
be there
strange,
primarily as a function or
when
a
you're
role, but as a field of consciousness,
alright,
a
yeah.
presence. You can only lose something that you have, but you cannot lose something that you are.
When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange.
Well, what do you hear that, folks? Something a bit strange to start with on Amos Sewn 101. Um, got 100 done down in Canberra, Goulburn. And here we are, 101, and very shortly I'm going to have a special guest on, Jaffe Ryder of WPRPN. But in the meantime, we'll look at a couple of news stories, because there's news happening around, apparently. So I'll just get the screen back up. Ooh. Let's see if everyone make that a better size. Yeah, this should do. So, Tokyo, rattled by earthquake, no tsunami. Yes, but anyway, one I was actually looking at. This one, global fertility rate to keep plummeting, major study warns. Population of almost every country will be shrinking by the end of the century, a major study said Wednesday, warning that baby booms in developing the population of almost every country will be shrinking by the end of the century, a major study said Wednesday. That was yesterday anyway. Warning that baby booms in developing nations, which bust in rich ones, will drive massive social change. The fertility rate of half of all nations is already too low to maintain their population size. Well, how's that, eh? People are not reproducing. They, in the western side of the world, apparently, anyway. Oh, look, there's a pirate bloke I know. Ha ha. Anyway, there's a pirate. Time for a bit of rum that's not rum. Anyway, there's other stories actually happening in the world. Let's see what's happening on ABC. Bloody ABC. Yes. Unemployment rate falls to a 6 month low as more people find work, and the US Federal Reserve is likely to cut rates by June. Now, what's that about? So we're talking about employment rate here and the US Federal Reserve. Are they actually linked? Let's see. Oh yes. There's a bit of good news story. researchers over the moon as Miracle Puggle is born in Sydney's Royal National Park. A 6-month-old female platypus is the first known animal of its kind to be born in Australia's oldest national park in more than 50 years, and its arrival comes despite a series of recent pollution scares in local waterways. Well, that's a very nice story, isn't it? Yes, had to have a good news story there. So let's get back to something else. Canada has stopped arms sales to Israel. Yes. There's a little section in the story that I find quite funny, actually. Canada will halt arms sales to Israel, Foreign Minister Mylene Jolly told the Toronto Star on Tuesday. Statement came after Parliament passed a resolution the matter amid a growing push among MPs condemning Israel's military operation against Palestinian militant group called Archaix in Gaza, which has entered its 6th month. Despite the this is the kicker, folks, non-binding nature of the document, Jolly confirmed that the government will cease the transfer of weapons. It is a real thing, she said, answering the reporter's questions. Yes. The real thing. What do you reckon, folks? Is that the real thing? Is that real? Yeah. Is Canada going to stop? The amount of arms they're getting over there, it's criminal, somewhat. Have anyone keeping up what's happening over in Israel? It's shocking. Shocking. Anyway, I should look at the chat, shouldn't I? Someone might be there. Probably not. No one ever watches my show. Sevo, maybe. Anyway, let me just refresh the page over here so I can see if anything's happening. Yep, live there. Should look at Restream, the chat's in there, and it's a thing, folks. No, nothing's over. Anyway. Well, I might see if I can get Jaffe on. And let's see if we can have a conversation with someone else from South Korea. If I can find the right button. And press the call button. Do. Jaffe Ryder.
Yeah, Alan, we got you live, do we?
Yes, we are live on Amos 777 on YouTube and various other places. Yeah, I just read the news and I chucked a good news story in there, but most of it was depressing crap. Well, not really depressing. It's just the way of the world at the moment, isn't it?
If it bleeds, it leads. Is how the old expression goes. So,
indeed.
But yeah, it's always great to be able to share positive, uplifting material. It's what the world needs more of, obviously, and that's partly why I know I'm here and why we have the work and that we have under our belts via WPRPN.com, the World Pirate Radio Podcast Network. We positivity and something to uplift people wherever we can.
Yeah, the link is actually in the description, folks. Put the link in the thing, because, that's all we've got to do. We share each other's stuff around. And, as I said to you yesterday, folks, I was on Jaffe's show yesterday. I've got a few extra subscribers, or whatever you want to call them, on YouTube because of Jaffe's show. And Jaffe's show is a good thing. It's a quite interesting little conversation with people from all over the planet. If it's a planet. Is it a planet, Jaffe? What do you think? Is it a planet, or is it a flat plane, or is it you don't know either?
Well, we've all been brought together here in time and space, right? So not some other place, but here via what I guess is known as the Milky Way, what we refer to and as compared to where other beings dwell, So,
Oh,
and that which is an issue I'm not sure if you want to cover or not, but
yeah, yeah. Well,
we're
we'll give anything a go that you want to talk about, mate. No worries.
well, yeah, it's I just it's your gig, and
Yeah.
I'm here to follow your lead essentially. So, next week, if we do this again at the
Yep.
same time, if I've
Mm.
got the free time and
Yeah,
you're
yeah. Well, I think this is a good time for Thursday night type thing in Australia. I used to do it earlier, and it always had glitches and things. And when I've done it this time of day, it's always been better, I guess. So
knock wood.
yeah, knock wood.
So I'll be on camera next go around as
Yeah,
well too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because
Your viewers and
yeah, because
audience members will have a
yeah,
little exclusive premium
mm,
content coming their way.
yes, he's a little known, well, not little known, but big known fellow that no one knows because no one knows what he looks like.
Robert
Well, maybe.
Morningstar does. He
Oh
has
yeah,
me on as co-host as of late, just the past
yep.
couple of weeks. The Morningstar report Monday nights via the the Americas, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern Standard United States. I'm
Pardon me.
talking Eastern Standard United States. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, which
Yeah, right.
is what is that now? That's like 11. No, that's 12 noon here, as a matter of
Yeah,
fact.
yeah,
South Korea, Seoul, and Tokyo time, which is another 2 hours ahead for you folks
yeah,
there in your
yeah.
time zone.
Yeah,
Yes,
well,
right.
I'm just clicking up the world clock to see what times Eastern Standard Time is talking about basically New York, isn't it? Is that Eastern
Yeah,
Standard Time?
that's
Yeah,
correct.
yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 25 to 3 in the morning. I wonder if there's anyone watching from the States at the moment. If you are, folks, put something in the chat room and YouTube or anywhere. Yeah, D Live, Twitch. Yeah, but yeah, Twitch is a bit of a thing.
Mhm. Oh, geez. Well, we got deplatformed from Twitch a couple
Yeah,
of months ago. They're just total. I got nothing good to say about them
yeah,
or
yeah. Well,
Discord. Just for the record, to let people know. And YouTube, we're not too happy with either. It's a tough slog here,
hmm,
folks. The meta modern age of the kind of digital neo feudalism
yeah,
that we find ourselves having to navigate and
hmm,
do all we can to work within and try to stay alive. So,
yeah,
uh, Facebook, YouTube, D Live, and
hmm,
X are the places where we
yeah,
are still
yeah.
managing to flourish
I've,
somewhat. But
I've,
can you do a screen share?
yeah,
And that,
I guess
number
so.
two, how is the audio here? Is it okay, or would you
Yeah,
want me to put headphones on?
it sounds good to me. I can hear you
Oh,
loud and
okay.
clear. I've got headphones on, so
How? But how are the? Do you have an O? Are you running through OBS? How are the
yes,
levels look?
yeah, they're consistent. Yeah, they look,
So my
yeah,
levels not in the red. They're kind of
no, no,
just
no, they're below the red.
good. Good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
Perfect.
that's one
All
thing I've
right.
sort of learned. I never really knew I knew that, but now I do because
There
you can
you go.
tell where the sound is, and because when I've occasionally I spend a little bit of time and re-looking at other shows that I've done, um, and yet the sound is what you really listen for. Because if people can't hear, and I have a few issues in a lot of shows, I haven't done one for a while, but where I mute myself and then forget to remute, unmute, which is that's like ridiculous. There's great monologues of conversation I had said that no one could hear.
What kind of bush league operation are you running here,
Bush League.
matey?
Oh, yeah, well, I'm just working on it. But there's a good chance things are going to get better. So I had a bit of news earlier today. The place where I work, the bakery, it's getting sold. And in time, I'm going to move on to do something else. And one of those things is I'm going to go to New Zealand and hook up with DK and Vinny and just have a general holiday. And then eventually I'll come back to Australia. Actually, maybe even get some work over in New Zealand. So if anyone over in there in New Zealand is watching and you need a baker, the email's in the description. Because
How straightforward is that? How the fluidity, the ability for you to as an Aussie work in New Zealand and vice versa.
I checked it out, and apparently I can just go over there and get a job. Yeah, because that's what Kiwis do to Australia. Like, a lot of Kiwis come over to Australia. I'm not knocking them. Kiwis are great people. They're fucking brothers. And a lot of them come to Australia and have lived in Australia, and because they can come in and get a job, and they're a boon for the because they're good workers. I've worked with a few. Yeah, they're sort of like anyone's. If you've got a work ethic, doesn't matter what colour, creed, fucking where you're from or anything. It's wanting to do the job, which is just a slave job anyway, I guess. But I take pride in me work ethic of the things I do. I like to do things properly. Make good stuff. As you do. And this like show is basically an extension of that because I'm creating something, good, bad, or indifferent. Nothing I ever make is perfect. Let me get you to, I never want to be anywhere near perfect. I, I have some flaws. I love it. I love my flaws. What about you, Jeffy? Do you have any flaws?
Nope, not me.
No, no. Oh, didn't think so. Yeah.
Mr. Perfect here, definitely, yeah. So
Yeah. Well, can we get the answer? Can you ask your missus that question and see what she says?
yeah, well, I'm just in the process right now of sharing your the promo post that you left over on Facebook, just
Oh,
to
cool.
let you know.
Yeah, the L&L Mosedale thing. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, because well, the thing is, I'm not sure that notifications are happening. Like, for example, quite often, um, people who are subscribed to and stuff, I don't get notification they're going live. You know what I mean? Never. Yeah. I got to find out people on live by searching. I've, yeah. Except occasionally get one filters through here or there, but yeah, generally nothing ends up in my email box. You know, which is
Isn't that something? So you're expecting notifications, but nothing
nothing
like
ever
seriously
comes.
through
Yeah, it's
YouTube,
just
D
YouTube.
Live.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
you click on the notification buttons.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Well, it's all set
Yeah,
up to go.
it's pretty.
Well, the thing is, I used to get notifications when Vinny was on live, DK when he was doing his thing a while back. Um, I always got notifications in the email box, and you just click the link and go and watch them. I haven't changed anything, but I stopped getting notifications. Do you know what that means, though? It means someone's noticing me. Don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but so maybe I'm doing something right. Because I think, I make a point of reading some news stories and giving my opinion of them, sort of thing. Because, yeah, well, and these are random stories. Let's face it. Sometimes they're really important. Sometimes they're a little flippant. But it's like I'm trying to be entertaining. And yeah, well, if I entertain myself, that's half the battle. And when I do get comments, I get positive comments. I haven't had any trolls yet. That's probably a problem. No one's trolling me because I don't care. I'm not sure about that, but
That's a good point. Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, we picked up a few along the way, definitely.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah, and with the shadow banning and the way the algorithms work, and
hmm
as you say, it is a little sort of dodgy and peculiar. Why, even though we do hit the notification button so
yep,
often,
yep. It just doesn't sort of
and crack a beer while we're
good.
live streaming
Yeah, yeah. Well,
on uh,
it's my show. I can crack a beer if I want.
yeah, you can do whatever that you can
Yeah,
run
that's
this on
right. And
the
well,
channel.
of course, people will say he's an alcoholic. He's a fucking whatever. And yeah, well, I'll admit I'm a bit of an alcoholic, but I sometimes I don't go too far. When I've had enough, I stop and then generally go to sleep. I'm certainly not a violent sort of drunk person. I'm reasonably articulate. Like I'm not exactly drunk at the moment. I've only had about 6, 7 beers, which is not much in Australia.
So what did you cover? What did you cover so far,
The
and
news.
what stories do you reckon are uh, important for us to maybe discuss? Maybe looking back just on the news that we did a couple yesterday, as a matter of fact, with
Yeah.
World Fire, World pirate radio news, was there anything that stuck in your mind or jumped out at you that you thought, hey, this is interesting, didn't know about this, like to
Mm.
look into this a little more?
Yeah. Thinking back to yesterday, there was um, something to do with someone. No, lost it. But anyway, there was something in today's news that got me sort of like. Um, Apparently, there's a global fertility rate to keep plummeting. Major study warns. Yeah, the population, just about every Western country, has experienced a severe downturn in uh, sperm counts. I guess how surprising is that? I wonder why. It's got to be there's something in the water. Now,
Or the beer?
no, well, not everyone drinks as much beer as I do. Well, other people have other things. No, but
Yeah, but they have more kids.
yeah, well, that's the thing. I never actually had any. Well, I've got a couple of stepkids, but that's yeah, but that's okay. It's not too late, is it? Yes, it is. I'm an old fart now, but anyway, that's getting a bit weird.
I'd
So,
hope you never had any kids.
well, not that I
Uh,
know of. Not that I know of.
well, yeah, exactly. Well, it's not part of your biological makeup either.
Hey?
Although this day and age, gender bending
Oh no,
sort
no. I'm
of agenda that
yeah,
I see a
yeah.
lot
Like
of.
I'm just a bloke. So,
Mhm.
and I try to be just a bloke. That's what the Australian like sort of. You think of an Australian, you think well. I'd imagine. What do you think of when you think of an Australian? You like a bronze sort of Aussie bloke down the beach, or do you?
Uh,
Yeah, what
Drunk
do you think?
bakers.
Is that what you think about? You haven't been in touch with many Australians, have you?
I'm
Yeah.
not sure I want to be.
Oh no, really, you should come over. Yeah, the beer's good.
No, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
If I was, yeah, sure, anytime, of course, of course.
Mm,
And I was going to ask actually just a follow up to the earlier talking point. As a member of the Canadian citizen
yep.
passport holder
Mm,
of the Commonwealth, is
yes.
that something that makes it a little more straightforward and seamless if wanting to work in places like
Uh,
Australia or New Zealand as a
I think
Canadian?
that Australia and New Zealand have a special relationship. Yeah, I think. I'm not really sure it's the same with other countries. It may well because I was actually born in England. Came to Australia when I was two. I'm pretty sure I could go over there and work, but I don't really want to go to England. you know, yeah. Well, who would want to go over there? Yeah. Uh, New Zealand. Looking forward to that, mate. Yeah, folks. Sometime later this year or early next year or who knows when, I'm going to be doing shows from New Zealand in DK's place and Vinny's place and any other place that I can find that I can plug my computer into, I guess. Yeah, because that's the plan. Just go over there and still do the same sort of thing. Play some music. Hopefully, get people to play music. If you know what I mean. It's going to be a tour of sorts. And yeah, well, the media side of it is just getting people out there to look at the subjects that we're talking about, the news items, and like as we was one of the talking points we put up yesterday was my talking point, the Exposure 28 crew, stuff like that. And there's a lot of important issues just like that. Actually, that sort of issue is all over the planet. You know, the yeah, it's an unseen horror, I would say, because no one really sees it because it all happens behind closed doors. And I don't think it's not happening, if you know what I mean. But who knows? I might be wrong. Maybe it's not. Maybe everyone's just really good and none of this happens. It's just false information. It's probably not really true. Yeah, everybody's good. The government's not trying to kill us. The government just wants what's the best for us. So just look at the way they care for us through the last few years with the emergency situation that happened back then. The government really care. It's really hard to
Something
stipulate.
like 30 million people now, approximately, some estimates have died
Hmm.
directly as a result of the kill shots. So,
Hmm.
of course, we've all heard of the sudden adult death syndrome business, or
Yes, what
Stu
a
Peters
strange one that one is, isn't it?
died suddenly. That's the courtesy of Stu Peters. So, I mean, and so the story goes. It's one of the reasons I did all I could to remain a pureblood.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
So,
that's right. I was never going to go down that path. You're right. No way.
speaking of
Yeah,
breeding, producing
yeah,
children,
yeah.
apparently the pureblood body fluids, command something of a pretty reasonable price at the moment.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
I,
the story goes.
yeah, yeah. Well, I reckon because I've actually thought about that sometime, like doing a donation of sorts. But like, 'cause I give blood occasionally. Quite often with the buses in the area, I give them a pint. You know, because let's face it, I got some blood. You want some? And it's unvaccinated blood. It'd have to be good for people. So you got to do what you can. And yeah, well, I'd probably do it with other body fluids too, I guess. But yeah, I'm not really interested in getting paid for it because it's not about the money. You know. But if they
I'd
force the
be
money if they
I'd
force
be
the money on you,
happy.
yeah,
Definitely, I'd be down with donating a
body
few
fluids,
quality loads of this and that, provided I was able to
definitely.
hook up with some quality partners.
Well, yeah, yeah. The
None of this business of heading off into a secluded side room
yeah.
and pleasuring yourself with a girly magazine, is I guess is a good way things
No,
play out
I don't need
sometimes. So,
girly magazines. I got my imagination.
uh,
Yeah, I got an imagination. So anyway,
oh, girly magazines. Imagine so what that means. You kind of swing both ways. Maybe
no, I didn't say
some
that. No,
boy
no,
boy
no,
toy
no,
boy
no,
toy.
no, no, no. I didn't say that.
Word.
No, no,
That's what it
no.
sounds like, though. Just
Oh
kind of
yeah,
read.
hey, you should never assume. Because
That makes it makes an asset of you and
you
me,
and me,
doesn't it?
yeah, that's right. Yeah, so
My
yeah,
grandmother taught me that a
well,
long time
yeah,
ago.
yeah,
The thing is, though, with assumptions are fine,
mm,
just so long as they're correct assumptions.
yeah.
If
Well,
you make
they aren't
the wrong
always.
assumption,
They,
that's the problem. But if
mm,
you're like Sherlock Holmes and
yeah,
you're on to something, then that's okay. So just we have to be careful,
yeah.
right?
But I'm sure, even though Sherlock Holmes is a fictional character, um, we all make mistakes. We all get things
Well,
wrong.
but there are a whole no, endless number of real life detectives, and
Yeah, yeah,
sleuths.
definitely. And yeah, well, what a job though. Can you imagine doing that for work? You know, finding out all the details of someone else's corruption
Well,
or what? That,
absolutely. Yeah,
mate,
private detectives would
I
be
take my
pretty
hat
good.
off
Oh,
to those that do it, because let's face it, it's a pretty much a thankless task, and it's something that has to be done. But
well,
I'd rather make things. That's what I do. I make things.
well, with the private detective business, it kind of
Excuse me.
it relates back to the sort of things that you were just alluding to a few minutes ago regarding what is occulted or otherwise
Mm.
hidden.
Yeah, well,
That's
that's what
all the word
occulted means.
means,
Yeah, yeah. Mm.
occulted or hidden.
Yep.
So, and of course, when you're up to no good, uh,
Yeah.
you don't want the whole world to know about it,
No,
do
you don't.
you?
No, no,
So,
of course not. But that's the way the world's sort of running because there's so many things that are occulted that aren't really good for all of us, shall we say? Secret, yeah, because there's a lot of secrets that, yeah, well, yeah, society could be better. Because we've been, and I don't know,
well,
if I've done some
it could
reading
be
on.
worse though too, Alan. Let's not
That's right.
forget, it
Yeah,
could be
that's
both
right.
better and worse.
Mm. Yeah, and well, things have been foretold to get worse this year, sort of thing. But we don't know. That's a
Here's the thing, Nan. Here's the thing. You're the dragon. Work with it. Take the
really year of
potential,
the
the
dragon, is it?
power
Mm.
of what it promises,
Yeah,
and work with it in your own life and transforming that energy toward positive ends. How about that,
yeah.
folks?
Well, I've sort of always done that anyway. I try to be
Well,
positive.
at
Yeah.
the
Well,
same
these days
time,
anyway. Yeah,
being prepared,
yeah,
being prepared for the worst, where these I don't know, I'm trying to be polite here, but these meat, I don't know, how would you describe them? The powers that be, let's
yeah,
just leave
yeah,
it. The powers that be, that with them orchestrating yet again, as with Pearl Harbor, as with 9/11, as with Maui,
yeah.
as with October
Yep.
7th, folks. Have you looked into that? Oh yeah, hashtag inside job, as far as I'm circumcised. So
Hey,
these
look,
are the things that we have to watch out
you,
for.
you keep on alluding to your circumcisions. Are you having an issue with that?
No, I'm very proud. Would you like to see? Here, let's get the camera cranked up,
No,
and
no,
we'll show
no, no, no. We can
you
leave that one in the.
wide
We can
viewing
leave that
world.
one to the imagination.
Oh,
I just
and
noticed we've got a few people in the chat room. We've got J J3 something made 3 anyway. Hey Amos and polyester. I got a pop-up notification. Back later after topic change. Wonder what topic she was on. There was yeah, that was 5 minutes ago. Anyway, hello to those in the chat room. It's good to see that someone's got a notification. uh, yeah, so yeah, I didn't tell DK. Yeah, I normally do, but he would have got a notification because he normally does. So DK may be lurking, maybe not. He's yeah, DK's DK, as you know. Yeah. I haven't actually had him on the show for a while, you know, because the shows have been pretty random of late, as pretty much they always have been. But I'm going to try go for this time slot on Thursdays because, well, everything's working fine at the moment. So, folks, next week I might do it again. It'll be 102. But anyway, so Jaffe, when we had a bit of a conversation before I started the show, you had your guitar in hand. You still have it?
yeah, it's right
Yeah,
here beside me. I was kind of monkeying around, so.
yeah. I'll pluck away if you like. Yeah,
Oh, right. Well, I could do that, actually. You're
yeah,
right. That's a good point. So I'll
yeah.
just, I'll
Yeah.
strum away and you provide a little commentary, and maybe I'll throw in my 2 cents from time to time. And there's
Okay.
not going to be any singing, just a little bit of strumming,
Yeah.
chords and
Yeah.
fingers.
I'll read a news story to your strumming or something.
That's a good idea. And by the
Yeah.
way, yeah, my music is available for download. So
Yeah.
with any donation of $10 or more, and we
Yeah.
can you send me your email address and a request, and I'll happily provide you access to some quality studio material that
Yeah.
has been archived over the years. So let's see. The real underscore Jaffe Rider at protonmail.com is probably the best way to do that. The real underscore Jaffe Rider at protonmail.com. I think that's available via my the Jaffe's Man Cave URL. So that's the best one to add to the show notes, actually, Alan. We'll make sure that you get that one, and
Yep.
people can just do with it
Yeah.
whatever it is they choose to. So,
Yeah.
but go ahead. Let's hear what's on your mind there as far as the news goes. And by the way, I have been multitasking here, kind
Yep.
of quietly
That's
behind
what
the
we do.
scenes,
Yeah. Well,
and share.
I'm actually scanning a couple of news sites at the moment looking for a story, and there's a
Hey,
lot of
hey,
bullshit. A
let's.
lot of it's sort of crap, sort of like
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
funny
let me jump
stories.
in. Let me just cut you
Yep.
off for a second here. Remind you that your audience members, the listeners here, they might have some questions, some thoughts. Ask what's on their mind.
Yeah.
What do they reckon some of the top issues of the day? So on and so forth. That's always one of the things we do. So I'm not
Yeah.
sure if you think that's
Well,
wor-
that's
in-
appropriate. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've just got another person in the chat room, Nobby Noble. I think he's one of the guys that comes along to the chat room in the Exposure 28 thing. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, well, let's hear a little bit about that. You were talking about that yesterday
The
during
Exposure 28 crew.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
news, World Pirate Radio News
Yeah.
show segment.
Mm.
That's those. That's the thing is like you're messing with. You're basically you realize that there could be consequences to that in the sense that you end up being targeted because of your. Some people call it activism. I tend to look at it more as people engaged citizens, really, and
Yeah.
and
Mm.
for good reason. They're fully justified. I mean, if they've legitimately been or know of someone, have someone in their family that's been traumatized
Yeah.
or targeted to begin with by these, psychopaths and pedophile,
Yeah. The
perverts
it's
and bullies, then
yeah.
you know it's what do they expect is going to happen, of course. But at the same time, you know, they're gonna they've got uh, they've got a fair amount in their arsenal as far as the list of options that can be pursued,
Yeah.
and with their approach, their strategies, and then you see it in the news, things occurring that are more they're distractions, and it's more chaos being created out of
Yep.
which then, like in a dialectical fashion, problem, reaction, solution, order out of chaos,
Yeah.
keeping everyone
We get
busy,
a bit of that,
distracted.
don't we?
Uh,
Yeah.
so let's
And once you realise it's happening, you just see it every day in just about in every news story, and that's basically what my job that I'm taking on is just talking about stories that I read, give my interpretation to it, and a chemical tanker capsizes off the Japanese coast. The sinking of a South Korean vessel has left at least 8 crewmen dead and 2 missing. That doesn't really work, does it?
how many are dead?
um, 8 crewmen dead and 2 missing.
And
Yeah.
that was just today.
Um, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, 20th March. That's around about today, isn't it? That's, well, yesterday.
First I've heard of it. By the way, this is the first
South
day of
Korean
spring.
chemical tanker, actually, yes. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, a reminder: this is the first day of spring for those that
yeah.
take care to take note of these things. I think it's pretty cool. Is it equinox or solstice? Which one is it? Do you know?
No idea. Yeah.
It's
Hmm.
it's the equinox.
Really? Is that now? Or when the. Yeah.
Correct the mundo.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So the shortest day of the year or something, or longest day of the year,
No,
depending
hell
on what time
no.
of the.
No,
Is that the
no,
one it
no. We
is?
have
Is
to
it
wait
something like
another
that?
3 months. Longest day of the year is in 3 months.
Well,
So March,
and
April,
it's the
May,
shortest.
June.
Yeah, it's the
It's
shortest
the
day here.
shortest. Oh, that was the winter solstice.
Yeah, but you're talking from the other side of the planet. It's opposite down here.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Hmm.
Gotcha. Yeah, okay, gotcha. So we're actually, we're moving now into your winter. Is that right?
Yeah. That's right.
Well, hang on. So are we in your autumn time right now? Your
Yep,
fall?
yep. Autumn, fall. Yep. Yeah,
Oh, well,
yeah.
see, that's the thing. That's the problem with you Aussies. Everything is backwards. So you got to fix that. Work on getting that right. Maybe.
No. I
How
think
about
you've got
that?
it wrong. I think
Note to
yeah.
your.
I think because there's a lot of people in the northern hemisphere that think that they're on top. They aren't really on top. I reckon we're all on the same level, but no, Australia's on top. If you get a picture of Australia, turn it upside down, and that's the true state of the world. Yeah, maybe not.
I live. What did man at work sing about? I come from the land where
um, north up. Or
I come from the
come from
land
the
down.
land of down under. Yeah, okay,
Uh,
got me there, Jeffy.
busted.
At least 8 crewmen have been killed and 2 left missing after South Korean chemical tanker capsized near an
That's
island just off the western Japanese coast. The vessel, named the Kuyang Sun, is owned by South Korea's Kyoyoung Shipping Company. Set out a distress call on Wednesday morning near Mutsu Island, according to Japanese Coast Guard. It was reported to be tilting to one side after anchoring rough seas and high winds near Matsuo, the,
about that.
the west of. This is going to test me. Simonoski,
Hi,
Port Simonoski. Do you know
hi,
that
hi,
word?
hi,
Hey,
hi, hi. Konnichiwa.
yep.
Arigato. Arigato gozaimasu.
You talking to your cat?
My wife, sweetheart.
Hello, Mrs. Jaffe.
Yeah. And hi, I love you very much.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
Stop it.
yeah,
Stop it. Cut
yeah,
it out.
yeah.
I like a better as accent.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what it's like down under here. You'd come down and visit, and you might pick up some words. There's some good Australian custom words, like "she be right, mate." You must like
I
me.
maybe find new a new husband too.
Yeah. He's a bit of a dweeb, is he?
He's not so happy these days.
Oh, yeah.
Not so happy.
Yeah. Because he's
Stop it, please. Would you please? You don't.
I said these things. These people need to know that
yeah.
we have the cats. We do the work, but it could be better. I want better life.
Yeah,
Okay, please leave the room. Out.
I want better life.
Out. Go out.
Out. Don't do that.
Go out. Go eat some kimchi.
So what?
She's gone. I kicked her out.
I could tell. You
Kim-
didn't kick her downstairs or anything. You didn't do any damage, did you?
Poor
woman.
No. She's a few scrapes and bruises here. That's all self-inflicted, pretty much. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, the 28-year-old tanker was loaded with 280 tons of acrylic acid and was operated by a crew of 2 South Koreans, 8 Indonesians, and 1 Chinese national. It was completely capsized by the time Japanese rescuers arrived, and there was heaps of shit in the water. The Japanese Coast Guard said. Actually, no, put that bit in. Yeah,
there was what in the water?
No, I just made it up. Like it was a chemical thing had acrylic acid in it.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Did the tanker actually did it break open so that the load itself, what they were carrying, has polluted, the ocean?
I don't know. I haven't got that far on the story yet. I'm just making this up as I go along, but I am reading bits and pieces. The Japanese Coast Guard recovered 1 surviving crew member, an Indonesian, bodies of 8 who perished, 2 others still missing. It's not talking
That's
about.
terrible.
Yeah, it is. It's horrible.
It's terrible, man. Can you put your screen share on, please? I don't have it yet. So screen
Okay.
share.
Well, let's get Skype up.
Yeah.
And
if I drop by channel,
I should be able to do that, shouldn't I? Yeah, of course.
just hit this share screen.
Okay, that should be it. Yeah.
Oh yes, we got something in the works right now. So
yeah. Well, that should be the screen I'm looking at.
It looks good. So where else other than YouTube are you live streaming from?
Twitch and DLive.
Oh, cool.
And actually, I should check the restream, see if anyone said anyone knows. Nobby Noble, yeah. Let's just read some comments. Actually, I've missed a few comments. Sorry, Nobby.
Polyester S, I see there in the chat now. Noble, yeah. Sure. We are more than 28. What's that all about?
The 28 pedophiles type thing.
Oh, this is one of them? Nobby's a pedophile?
No.
He's like out there openly confessing. We better track it.
It looks like that, but no. I think he's trying to say there are more than 28, which is obvious, Message to all the freemen of the land. Absentation is not work. In fact, it is the primary cause of the wars and the mess we are in. Unless you register your legal fiction, you vote and write on that. Who is this bloke? Balance, I do not consent. Every death caused by a British system of governance is being caused by you. You gave them permission, and you are doing it by your legal fictionist name. I don't think this is the guy I'm thinking it was. That includes AUS, Oz, I think. It's spring in Yorkshire, England too. And then he's written something in Yorkshireese, I think. Anyway. We outnumber M all. Yeah, I think he might have had a couple of beers or 6 too. Anyway, Japanese media showed images of a ship floating upside down in seawater washing over its red underside. At the time of the incident, the Kyung son reported it was bound for Japanese port of Himeji to Uslan, of the South Korea's largest refining and petrochemical hubs. But what about, is there any spillage? Yeah. Well, look at the video. You want to watch the video?
Yeah, you want to scan through that as quickly as possible to glean whatever key.
Yeah.
Key
It's not saying anything about the any spill or anything. So
well,
maybe,
then that's maybe a good thing.
yeah, maybe so.
They contain it.
Hmm.
So
Okay, here's another funny story. It's not funny, but it's sperm whale drops bubble of poo off WA to prevent orca attack in a rare recorded encounter.
so hang on, back that up. A sperm whale is
A sperm whale
okay,
drops
the
a bubble
owl?
of poo off WA, which is West Australia, to prevent orca attack in a rarely recorded encounter. Let's have a look at that.
Yeah, how about that? So that this is a technique they use. It's something that they have as a survival.
Yeah.
That's something. That makes sense.
Yeah, but he's got this idiot talking at the moment. I'll try fast forward to when he's not on the camera. Yeah, well, he's not idiot. He's, do we want to hear what they're going to say?
Yeah, so there definitely
Talking about
aren't
the
very
sperm whale
many
unloading
recorded. Yeah, it
Oh, here we go.
actually
Fouls
did
defensive
seem to work to sort of
mechanism.
ward off
There
a
you go.
group of about
So what,
30
the orcas
killer
were going
whales.
to
So, yeah,
eat the sperm whale? Is that what they
unusual
do?
but
I had no
effective
idea.
method.
Right.
Yeah, well, they're killers,
So, I
aren't they?
mean, this is obviously a cause
Well, I
of
don't
great
know, man. Like, do they go? I
excitement
thought
for
they just
people
went for smaller,
Yeah.
fish, dolphins, and things like that.
Well, we'll
Not
just go for what
marine.
it says in short. A rare account was witnessed as the orca attempted to kill a massive sperm whale off West Australia south coast. Sperm whale avoided predation. Yeah, by
Yeah.
releasing feces in an intriguing self-defense mechanism. In other words, the whale shit itself.
Correctamundo. Yeah, that's it.
And did it work?
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's a defensive mechanism. That's
Yeah,
pretty. that's quite-
shit yourself. Well,
I guess. Yeah, it's like, hey, think about this. Someone's coming. They're in the process of raping you.
yeah.
There you go.
Well, yeah.
folks.
Well, there's a good chance your bodily
might-
fluids will exit the
Well,
building.
it might be enough to turn, a potential what is the word?
Excuse me.
Or attacker, turn them off to the point where they'll maybe save their,
Hmm.
save it for another time.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, but yeah, it's, well, that was just another, because I like to look around news stories and see different things sort of thing, and just like I used to try and research the stories, and I still do research some stories if they're important sort of thing, but quite often I just like to pick a random story, do my reading of it sort of thing, because it's, well, I don't know if it's for the audience or for me, because I like the sound of my own voice or something, I don't know. But yeah. You should do me a karaoke. Anyway, let's not do that. Yeah.
what do you sing at karaoke?
Oh, Doors. Do a bit of the Doors, In Excess.
Okay, so like the Doors, what kind of, like, come on baby, light my fire.
People are strangers when they're a stranger.
Okay. You know how to adjust key, how to raise, like, to change keys to make it flat or sharp?
I have no idea. I
Oh,
need
really?
yeah,
You
I
should
need.
look into that. That's
I
really
should,
important, man.
Hmm.
It's really important because if you can't sing in a key that doesn't suit your voice, right? That's the whole point. That they've got those little kind of little computer boxes usually in the karaoke, areas, right? So you just lower the key to what best suits your singing voice. We were going to get together and do a little
Guitar lesson.
3 hours,
Yeah.
3 hours of guitar lessons.
Yeah,
Remember?
I still haven't found the right person to give the $50 to yet.
Well, right now is we're help. This is part of your musical education. So
Yeah.
the clock is running.
Well, yeah. I gave $70 to Vinny recently. Does that count?
Let's
No,
see now. Would that count?
no, no,
We'll
no,
have to think about that.
no. That doesn't really count. It has to be.
We've
I,
donated to him in the past. I mean, did you does he need it, or is it
yeah,
because
well, he's
you
always advertising and it's his
appreciate
listener
the content,
supporter show and all that sort of stuff. Yeah,
right?
yeah. Oh, and
I would
actually,
prefer I would
yeah,
prefer somebody more. I mean,
yeah,
we have given to Vinny in the past on a
yeah,
donation
yeah.
basis because of
But
his.
that doesn't count when it comes to the guitar lessons. It's not appropriate. Look,
Yeah,
actually,
I mean, it could, but
up on the screen, Vinny was just on the screen behind me. Yeah,
oh, really?
yeah. Because I've got a slide showing me TV behind me,
Oh,
and
yeah.
actually, I do actually have a QR code now that I've just put up on the
Oh,
screen. People can give me money if they want, but I don't push it because
how does that work? Where do you get these QR codes from?
well,
The people.
from PayPal
Oh, so hold it. So is this a new feature?
must be. Yeah. Well, I was looking at my PayPal account the other day, and it said develop a QR code, and then people can give you money. And
Oh,
yeah,
oh, good.
I put it up. I tested it, and it seems to work. But
Oh,
no one's given me any money yet because I think I've put it up on the screen about twice, 3 times. Yeah, that was the
well,
third time.
well, remember, you know how we operate things via the Robinhood, right?
Yeah.
With, well, how is that with our donations? What do we do?
Well,
Beer and rods or what? What do we spend it all on?
yeah, it'd be mostly beer, wouldn't it?
No, no, no,
Uh,
nothing of the sort.
food,
Half of everything. No,
rent.
no, no,
No.
no, no. Half of everything goes
Oh, that goes
directly
back to the little guy, the guy that needs it. Yeah.
to charity. Yeah,
Yep.
to
And
charity.
the thing is,
Hashtag.
a lot of the charities I find over here, I've found out over the last couple of years, um, the the people who benefit, like you give $1 to a charity I won't mention, and the like 15 cents will get to the root cause. You know,
If that don't, well,
if
then
that.
don't donate to the big charities. That's the whole point. We make UNICEF, the Red
No,
Cross,
I don't donate to them.
all
No.
these like the
Mm,
Clinton, Bush, Katrina
mm,
relief fund. What a joke these outfits are. Salvation Army. Come on, total frauds.
no.
Because of exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
it's maybe a dime, 10 cents on the dollar makes it to the
yeah,
people who it's initially intended for. What we do is we take half to pay our operating expenses,
yeah,
and that's about it. And that's every year
yeah,
we're lucky to cover our operating expenses. The other
yeah.
half goes directly back to charity with the
Yep.
Operation Secret Santa end of year
Sorry.
10-day
Yep.
Christmas
Mm,
campaign, outreach, relief, telethon, and
yeah.
extravaganza. It's as
Mm,
simple as that.
yeah. It's
So, I
quite
mean,
a good little show,
everyone
folks.
can do it. You can
Mm,
do it. Vinny can do
yeah,
it.
yeah.
DK can do it, but you don't bother to. Not too many people so far have picked up on all the big shots. Alex Jones, Tim
Yeah,
Poole, let's
yeah,
name a few. Jordan Peterson,
yeah.
Candace Owens. Why aren't they doing it? It's
Yeah,
not a
well,
big
why are
deal.
they
Why
doing
aren't
it?
they
Yeah,
doing it?
yeah.
They're jet setting
But
around
yeah,
the
actually,
world
actually,
is
yeah.
most
I
famous
could,
and
I could include something like that,
huge
like sort
staff
of
in the studios.
I don't know if you watched the Corbett report.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
James
yeah,
Corbett, of
yeah.
course.
Well, he did a show recently about paying forward. So
Good, good.
yeah, which basically means when you get a windfall or something, you 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 pay some of that forward to someone else in this that needs it, sort of thing. Yeah.
Yes,
So yeah,
good. Well,
and
that's
it's
Mark
really funny. I
James
never
Corbett.
really thought of it because that's basically what you're doing. You
Yeah,
know?
that's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Hashtag WWRHD, what would Robin Hood do?
Okay, I'm going to have to do that too then. If
What
I ever get any donations,
what
folks,
Miss
I'm
Dale
going to
do?
give half of it
Yeah.
to a donatable source. I don't mind if you tell me what the donatable source is. Tell me a charity you want me to donate to. That sounds like a
You're
good
gonna
idea.
have to find it'll come along eventually, and
That's right.
you'll have
Yeah,
to
yeah,
the
yeah. It'll
appropriate.
happen. Yeah,
Either it'll be through something that you can where you can affect positive change through the
mm,
interwebs. Maybe we'll hear of something here. Somebody will reach out to us here with shortly, and we can direct them to you or you to them,
Yeah.
or it will just be a question of you finding the right person at the right time. So I wouldn't rush it.
No, that's
But
right. I'm not
in the
going to because
meantime,
I'm letting the universe do its thing at the moment. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Yeah.
good. In the meantime, and I will continue to give you some, music tips.
Yep.
And
Mm.
if you want to arrange our own kind of private, behind the scenes music lessons,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
pledged.
Well, because
Obviously, you've been down. And
we could do that.
do you
Yeah.
have a
Because
guitar?
yeah,
Do you have a guitar?
I have my son's guitar. It's actually promised to his daughter,
Well,
but
so you
I can
you
use
have
it.
you had been making a few babies back in the day then.
No, it was my stepson, shall we say?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for
My
listeners that
missus.
are not for listeners who are not aware, you lost your stepson and your
Yeah. Yeah.
brother-in-law, your sister-in-law. Was there anyone else that
Yeah.
these
Yeah. There
killers
was. Yeah.
took out?
Oh, my wife, she passed away about a dozen years ago, so it's not related to this. But yeah, in the same year, my brother-in-law, well, his wife died first, then then two brother-in-laws in basically quick succession last year,
Well, and the
and then
really
my son died just to top it off. You know, stepson, but
and
still.
this is all with no warning whatsoever, just out of the blue,
Oh no,
bomb,
no, they all
boom.
had pre-existing health conditions.
Okay,
So,
yeah, well,
so,
that's
you
no
know,
good, is it?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like the son, he was. Yeah, he didn't really have much going except for he had the those things that they put into you, and
No, uh,
yeah, 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 yeah.
vaccines?
Yeah,
What do you call? Is that what you're
kill
talking
shots as you
about?
call them.
Vaccines?
But you can't, can't blame on them because
Kill,
it was a
because we're
pretty
on
bad,
Bluetooth.
he was a pretty bad alcoholic, and he
Well, but
started.
then why do you suspect he died then?
Oh well, there's could be several reasons. Um,
Right, underlying comorbid. So there's comorbidities. That's an issue for anyone, obviously.
he's well, he was well around 40, bit older than
Was he
me.
overweight? Did he have
No,
hypertension?
my chisel body. He looked, he
But
was.
he smoked. He smoked and he drank.
Yep, yeah, smoked and drank. That's about it. And but he did drink to excess. He wasn't, yeah, he had mental issues because of his alcoholism and. Well, I don't know, mental issues. That's not really the right thing to say, really, because it's my
Well,
son.
it's a
But it's
depressant.
yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, he was depressed, and the thing is,
Well,
you know,
surprise. That's too
well,
bad, man.
basically, it's technically my fault in a way,
Okay, so
because
what
the
happened? If you don't mind talking, then, like,
hmm?
what circumstances of their passing was it? I mean, they weren't really hospitalized at any point, were they? Or
No,
if they
no.
were,
Um,
it was just all of a
well,
sudden out of the blue.
the the brother-in-laws and sister-in-law, they were all in the system, and yeah, they died in hospital. My
Oh,
son,
well, were they on remdesivir or ventilators at all? Did they have that sort of thing going
I
on?
don't know. I don't think
But you
so,
did
but I don't know.
did you talk? You spoke to them in the hospitals, didn't you?
No, no,
Or
they
was it all
did. No, they did.
they were
No,
taken out of the blue? No chance.
they just went to hospital to die.
Like
Yeah,
within a few short hours.
pretty much. Yeah, within a day at least. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so who found them? Let's get, if you don't mind, like, just because I like to get to the bottom of it, because
Oh,
right now
they
I'm
all
really
had people around them at the time, like wives or sort of partners or friends, and yeah, they all had people around them at the time. So they were taken to hospital.
well. So they collapsed, or they weren't. They
I'm
said,
unsure.
"Jesus, I'm not
I don't
feeling
know.
very good.
I
I
couldn't
feel
say
sick.
that.
I feel really bad."
No, no, they just slowly but surely got sick over the last couple of years. Yeah.
Well,
Before,
so slowly but surely got sick, just gradually downhill.
yeah, from the last couple of years, 2, 3 years. Yeah, yeah,
That's
it's
all of them. Your
yeah,
brother-in-law, sister-in-law, and stepson.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
That's
Sean was a
wow.
little different though, because well, he had been having a couple of fits, like a
Epilepsy.
epileptic type fit, and he had one and ingested some vomit and that led to complications, and
Jeez.
went to hospital, and didn't come back. That's what happened with the
Uh-huh.
son. Hmm.
And he was about he was 40-ish.
Yeah, early 40s. Yeah, born in 79. So what does that make him? It's 45. Yeah, 45. Yeah. So yeah, cruel world, and
Well, you know the leading cause of death, don't you?
um, stopping breathing,
Oh, you're close.
heart attack, or so.
Nope.
No, it's unexplained or something, isn't it?
No, no, it's pretty straightforward, commonsensical. Really, just most people don't stop to realize this. And by the
The
way, NDEs, I've been studying those as of late. Anyone can. This is maybe a little bit of our value added content that we're
yeah.
offering listeners. NDEs. Do you know what that stands for?
No, actually, no, I don't.
Near death experience.
Experience. Well, really, that's what people are
Yeah.
dying for. Well, they obviously
Pardon.
took it one step further. Near death experience, if that's the leading cause of killing people, they've obviously
No, 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 no. What's still so the leading, and it's fascinating. These testimonies, people dying, flatlining, being dead for an hour or two, then coming back like they're clinically dead, where they've been tagged, they're off to the morgue, things like that, and suddenly just from out of nowhere. Even one story I came across. You still smoking?
Oh yeah, unfortunately, yeah. I,
Uh-oh.
I I gave up for a while, and then
Yeah.
well, I'm back on them. But yeah, I'll give
You
up
get,
again shortly.
you get your blood pressure checked?
Yeah, I'm going to do that one day.
Well, you don't do it. Well, you should
Yeah,
get it because you might. I don't know. Like I'm on myself. I blood uh, pressure, kind of hypertension medication,
mm.
which is that's an
Yeah.
issue.
The doc.
Diabetes as
Yeah,
well too. I don't have diabetes as far
yeah.
as I know, but I probably do. It's one of those things where there's two different types, I guess. But okay, back to the NDs, near death experience. What is the leading cause of death?
Government.
Yeah, well, they're to blame for a lot of it, aren't they?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
There you go. Yeah.
So,
No.
no, it's not cancer, it's not car crashes or earthquakes or
Yeah.
fires or nothing
I
like that.
think I know it, but just yeah.
Well, I think we've done this before. You just
Yeah.
forgot.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I've got a great memory. I've just got a lousy recall system.
Uh, yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah. Well, I'll remember it when you tell me.
Well, you want me to lay it on you?
Might as well.
It's birth.
Ha ha ha. Yes, I did know
We've
that.
done it before,
The
haven't
leading
we?
cause of death. Anyway, it's 100%. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're not born, you don't die, do you?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Well,
so. You just, if you want to blame it, if you want to lay the blame anywhere, it's because the fact your parents were a little too, well, they just couldn't contain themselves, could they?
No,
So, or
they just did what their bodies told them to do.
you could credit them for that too.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. Because well, we're not all bad. Actually, there's very few bad people. Very few.
well, well, my approach of philosophy is let's try to just make the most of things, right?
Definitely.
Take what we have
Mm,
at our disposal
yeah.
and uh, what we were able to draw upon, basically,
Yeah.
from within the cosmos,
You,
and
you,
whether
you.
it's mental faculties, physical faculties, and to really to help assist others where we
Mm,
can. And
mm,
where they need it, where they deserve it. This
yeah,
idiot compassion, I'm not a fan of.
yeah.
But sometimes people they do need that karmic 2x4 to the side of the head. It
Indeed.
seems,
I
you know.
at the start of the show, I read a bit of Jim Morrison's poetry. Actually.
I'm watching that live on screen. Lay it
Oh,
on
did
us.
you see it? Oh yeah. Well, okay.
Oh,
Well, I'll
oh,
read it. I'll
oh,
read it out then because I read it
the
before. But anyway,
yeah,
give
yeah.
up
So
divining
you're still
yourself.
in Jim Morrison phase, are you?
No, no, it's just well something I came across. It was mentioned, and yeah, well, I sort of. But anyway,
He was a really cool poet, man. He was
definitely,
cool. He was a
I've
dark
looked at a
romantic.
lot of I've looked at a lot of his poetry,
Yeah.
and this is one I decided to bring today. I might bring some more later on.
You want to read
Anyway,
some? You
yeah,
love to find yourself.
I'll yeah, actually, I've written some poetry. Actually, I've written
Oh yeah, good,
things.
good,
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Actually, I wrote a Star Trek story. Um,
Oh, okay.
for remember Next Generation. You remember Alexander, the Worf's son? You might be pushing it.
Yeah, what happened with that? My God, did they take that and did they use that?
I don't know. But anyway, I made a
You
story with him as the captain,
s-
that young
I
Alexander.
thought you submitted it. Didn't you
Yep.
submit it and they used it?
Um, no, no, it was on the internet. Actually, I think we've had this conversation before. Yeah, yeah,
Well, we have, and look, I've got Star Trek contacts
yeah.
basically that I can
Well,
reach out to. They might be
I,
interested in hearing about
I,
this.
I will email the story to you. Okay. And
Oh, okay,
yeah,
that'll
yeah,
work.
yeah. Okay. Well, I'll read this poem then. Give up defining yourself to yourself or to others. You won't die. You will come to life. And don't be concerned with how others define you. When they define you, they are limiting themselves. So it's their problem. Whatever your interactions with people, don't be their primary as a function or a role, but as a field of consciousness. Presence. You can only lose something that you have, but you cannot lose something that you are. I thought that was brilliant. Yeah, that was a great bit of poetry. And
Hmm.
yeah, and that's all like tied into what we were talking about a minute ago, I think. Yeah, pretty much.
How
Yeah.
so?
Oh, because we were talking about stuff that I don't. Yeah, don't know. But it triggered a thing to maybe want to bring up that poem again. What we were
You're
talking about.
talking about death, and we're talking about death and birth, right?
That's right.
Hmm.
And it's the
Yeah.
way you live your life, and that's that. It captured me imagination, and that's what I ran with.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Good.
So
Yeah. Well, he's there's yeah, man. There's a lot of I've got a couple of his poetry books. If I get the rag out, we have a like little library room
yeah.
adjacent to where we are presently
Mm.
via Pirate Radio World headquarters. That maybe after the show wraps up here, I'll go and you know come back and relax with some of Jim Morrison's poetry. Thanks to you drawing it to my attention. So this is the
Yeah.
sort of thing where people present information,
Yeah.
present ideas, and
Mm.
it unleashes a chain. We never
Yeah.
know the effect, the impact, or the consequences of our actions.
Oh, that's right. And it's really good if, like, mostly your interactions are positive and you get
Ah,
positive
shut the
outcomes.
fuck!
Yeah.
Just shut the fuck up. What are you talking about, jackass? Go, go, go screw yourself. So,
Yes,
yeah.
positive is
So
where we
you
try to
get
be.
it. You get it. I'm just kind of busting your balls. But
Hey,
Koreans, they
nah,
don't pick up
no.
on that at all. Like that,
Yeah,
they take that personally. They think it's actually they don't. I guess it's what is it? Humorous, like sarcasm, and
yeah.
people just cheek. What do they call the? What do the Brits say? Like taking the cheek or
Uh,
something, or
no, taking the piss.
well, taking the piss. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the thing.
giving
Yeah,
giving some cheek or something. I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. Turn the other
Anyways,
cheek. No, that's yeah, yeah.
so look at what's going on here. This is interesting. Nobby Noble.
All right,
You
I
see
haven't
the
looked over there for a while.
there's a bit of
Yeah,
activity there.
have a look at Nobby.
Oh,
What are you saying,
fan,
Nobby?
you
Who
got a
else?
couple
Oh,
fans.
Rip me's there. Rip me. That's a bloke. That I see. Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
scrolling back the chat room, folks. Uh, someone's saying that we're talking shit. Oh, that might be true. I will lend you a fiver with 50% interest rate, though. Good on you, Nobby.
Now, let me ask you something here. Can any of your audience members call into your show through Skype?
Um, well, I haven't supplied the link, I guess. No,
Well, you don't have to.
no, it's
I
the
mean,
me
you
email address. Yeah,
could you
yeah,
could that yeah you could do that.
yeah, yeah.
You
I
could.
will. Yeah, I will do that.
There you go.
Mm,
Yeah, sure.
mm,
See what we've been doing
yeah,
typically. Son of a gun. We should maybe do that too, because usually we just encourage people to
yeah,
hit us up directly. But Oh shit! Maybe that's a good idea. Just get the link out there.
Yeah,
Or we got to get a phone. We have to get a phone line hooked up too. Obviously,
yeah. Well, yeah, I don't have a phone line. I'm working on
we need
wireless.
a we need a technical, studio producer or technical producer. So you don't have a phone? You have
No.
a hand phone or a spy phone?
Yeah, I got a spy phone and I've got um, a mobile sort of well, it's a home mobile Wi-Fi thing because the property I'm on, there's another house and they've got a phone line, but they can't put two phone lines on one property for some reason. So
No landline is what you're saying.
yeah, yeah, no landline. It's just and so yeah, hey, it's working well at the moment. This is a good time of day to do my show. Yeah. Well,
Oh, look at this.
and we've been
Break.
going for an hour and 10 minutes already.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
stuff, man.
yeah,
With nearly half a dozen people watching via YouTube, is what it
yeah,
says,
yeah.
and live along with elsewhere. No idea, of course,
Hmm,
when we upload
yeah.
the raw feed via, I don't know, where do you have it on archived YouTube? Do you get it up on Rumble as well too?
Uh, I
BitChute.
started to, but I haven't really got back to that. It's everything goes to BitChute. Um, I don't even have to do anything. YouTube must do it automatically. It's really weird that one. I never set it up, but I don't
I
remember
know, but
setting it up.
pissing us off, man. We don't want that. We got to fix that.
Yeah,
It's really annoying because we just had 40 views on one item. We just deleted it.
yeah,
Like, because we're gonna upload it here ourselves properly and get
yeah.
everything the way we want it.
Uh,
So
but but everything I do on YouTube gets uploaded to. I used to do it manually. Upload me shows straight to BitChute. But
right,
then I started finding that there was double recordings of things. So
exactly. Yeah, well,
yeah.
that's
So
well,
now I
no.
don't. Yeah. I,
So you just let YouTube do it?
yeah.
Not well.
Well.
Here's the thing for not us. And one of the reasons is because it's annoying for one.
Yeah.
Secondly, and so we got to figure out how to stop that because
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
Rumble,
I'd rather
they're
do it
they're
myself. Yeah.
they're not doing it on Rumble. We've got it hooked up, so they're
Mm.
supposed to be giving us the feed, but they're not, and they've devolved now, regressed, not progress. Or this is you call it progress? Are you kidding me? Yeah, more censorship. That's
Yeah.
progress, all right?
Mm.
Is it? What a load of
Well.
horseshit that is. So
Yep.
that they refuse now to. They're not playing ball with various platforms, right? We're not going to play nice. We're not going to send your content to platforms that we think maybe either encourage or tolerate, things that others find offensive. So those
Mm.
platforms should be eliminated
Yeah.
because it's like what a load of garbage that is, and net neutrality. We need to keep fighting for net neutrality, genuine net neutrality, not the way that it's defined, because that's more nonsense and fakery as are most of these mainstream narratives. We need
Yeah.
to keep calling them out, but net neutrality is just something that's annoys me to no ends because it's not the upload or download bitrate speed, really,
Yeah.
if you think about it, but more the hands-off approach so that everyone has an equal opportunity to have their voice heard and their content accessed.
Yeah.
It's as
Yeah.
simple as that. But instead, these jerk-offs, they want to hijack the algorithms. They want to shadow ban. They want to
Mm.
throttle you down, and so
Yeah.
on and so forth. Every little trick in the book, and like we said, they want to. Well, I don't know why they're sending to BitChute and then blocking over on Rumble. To me, that's just really odd. But here's the thing: going back to BitChute, uh, you do what you want, obviously, but
Yeah.
for us, it's getting the thumbnail, the thumbnail to match.
Yeah.
Like, do
Yeah.
you choose thumbnails? Or you don't care.
Well, I do when I upload it to BitChute. I put a thumbnail on it, but yeah,
Yeah,
YouTube doesn't. It doesn't even use so yeah. So I'll have to work out a way to stop it and do it myself. Yeah, because that's what
YouTube or
it used to be. Yeah.
YouTube or BitChute or
No,
both.
I don't. I used to upload everything that I do to BitChute, but now YouTube does it instead,
That's right.
with
Yeah,
without
thumbnail.
without a thumbnail. And yeah,
Yeah,
so you just get to see a picture of me and, well,
whatever.
yeah,
They
yeah.
they decide. They just
Yeah,
randomly decide. So, but you
yeah.
can maybe I think go in later and add a thumbnail. But here's the thing. Like I
I'll
said,
try
we
that.
just delete all because we just say screw that. We're gonna do this on our own because we're
Okay.
used to it now. And I want to add the proper, make sure everything's in order and stuff. And it is what it is. So
Okay, well,
keep.
I might start to do that too. Because
Well,
that
you
way,
do what you want, man. It's
yeah,
up
no,
to
no,
you.
but
But
it seems like I just let it go. But yeah,
well,
I
like
really
for
liked it when I had
example,
my thumbnail up, and I change my thumbnail all the time anyway.
yeah, yeah. There's
Mm,
that's
mm,
part of it, of course. But also, I mean, you could go in, you could leave the what they upload. Although what I've noticed, we've done a few times, and guess what? We've picked up more traction with what we've manually uploaded than what
right.
YouTube feeds to
Mm,
BitChute. So in other words, what YouTube sends to BitChute
get the
doesn't
traction. Doesn't
get
get the
the
traction.
the interest. The
Mm.
pub doesn't really grab the people's
Mm.
attention as much. So, but if you do it manually,
That sounds like a plan. Um, Thank
well,
you very much, Jeffy. I'm actually, unfortunately, I'm going to have to like cut it short a
call
bit
it a
because
night.
I've got to, well, I've got to go to the toilet. Got to do stuff.
Oh, just do like Madonna does and make sure you're wearing a quality set of diapers.
Been going for hours, 16 minutes. It's been a great show, and I think it's time to wind it up because yeah, that's generally I do about an hour show, and so we'll do this again next week where you can be on camera and you can yeah we'll do, yeah
You could. I know what it is. You have to. Your bladder is your. It's like like a racehorse, ready to piss like a racehorse.
no, it's
But
been over
thing is,
now. I've been drinking
all you
beer,
need is a
so what do you
cup,
expect?
just a little cup that you could pee in, a pee cup, man, and nobody would notice. Nobody would even see or suspect. Nobody would be any of the wiser. You could just carry on with a big smile on your face while you're emptying your bladder into a little pea cup or whatever.
What I normally do quite often when I've got conversation, like especially with DK, I put him on screen. I say, DK, I've got to go exchange fluids. So then he starts talking, and
Yeah.
yeah,
All right. I'm just playing with you anyways.
yeah.
Obviously, I'm just toying and
Well,
pulling your chain. So
Jeffy, thank you very much for coming and joining me today on Amos Sewn 101. That's the episode
yep.
number. Yeah,
WPRPN.com, World Pirate Radio Podcast Network, The People's Pirate Network, Jaffe's Man Cave. It's been a pleasure. Hope to see you again, my friend.
will
Happy
do, mate.
sailing.
Thank you very much. And his links are in the description. Cheers, Jeffy. See ya. That's Gonski. Okay, folks. I'll put him away. Let's before I sign off, I better check up on the chat room before I sign off. Just get the got this thing in the way. Fuck off, you. There we go. Okay. Right. Okay. I'm going to go through because this looks pretty important. Nobby was saying we're seeing multiple aborted fetuses every day. Hundreds of thousands of seabirds that nest are now missing. Huge unprecedented die-off like we've never seen before. Many baby seals dying after mothers. Yeah, well, that's obviously related to the whale thing I had going on before, and yeah, it's horrible what's happening all over the planet, if it's a planet, you know. Um, Thank you very much, guys, for being here today. Ribme, Nobby Noble, and there was a couple of others. Who was it? I saw another name there. I'm going to restream, that'll work. Jeremy Maiden. This is your maiden voyage. Welcome to Amos Sewn news-ish type show. It's news, spelt differently. So, you got me up at 4:30 a.m. for this, and you're flying the King's Union flag. Sorry, mate. It's upside down at least. Go figure. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this report. Hope to see you again next week. Next week I'm going to have Jaffe on again, and we'll maybe get DK too. Maybe have a bit of a battle. What do you reckon? In the meantime, folks, be good to each other, because we are all we have. There's some bad forces out there, and there's some good forces. I think she's aligned with the good, do you think? Anyway, be good to each other in Archaix.